As they say, future is already here, but is not evenly distributed. So we have seen that in some jurisdictions, already the work has begun a couple of years ago, and in some jurisdictions, we really have to catch up in order to finally jump on this train. Just from a European Union perspective, since the creation of the Satoshi papers, I think it has taken us roughly 16 to 17 years to finally have a international playing field of regulation. Now, with the introduction of the MiCA regulation, the DORA regulation, DLT pilot regime, finally we are on a stage where we can move ahead in a mature ecosystem. That is allowing us to compete at a pan-European level, where Luxembourg can play a leading role in blockchain-based finance. If executed correctly, tokenization presents huge amount of opportunities for Luxembourg, because Luxembourg has already the human capital and decades of experience in financial markets. Now we just have to put everything together and make sure that the traditional finance can onboard to blockchain-based finance. There has been a misperception that those pieces of finance are disconnected. They are not disconnected. Within the last years, we have seen how traditional financial providers have been using blockchain-based technology and blockchain-based finance in order to really demand the product. So they can be intertwined and combined together. However, there has been a strong amount of a disconnect between individuals who work in traditional finance, for example, in places like Luxembourg, and Web3 experts, because either we have been having experts in Web3 or we have been having experts in traditional finance. So it's high time for all of us to finally come together. And there is a lot of space for improvement yet. There are already so many lessons that could be learned from the early adopters, as blockchain-based finance has not been existing for the last week. So we've been in this business for longer than now 1.5 decades nearly, and there are plenty of learnings. There are learnings for traditional financial providers, which are pretty simple and have been repeated multiple times. One, banks and traditional financial providers have to understand how virtual assets and blockchain-based finance works on practical level. Opening different wallets, interacting with the ecosystem, looking for projects which have very tangible outcomes. Second, bringing the experts from the different ecosystem, so hiring individuals who are expert in blockchain-based finance in order to combine them. The third one is to educate leadership. In my professional experience, I have seen this many times, that there is a core emotion that was actually shame. Because engaging with, for example, executives from traditional financial providers, they were not always sharing that they have to start from the beginning. And it took me a very long amount of time to understand that we are actually at the beginning. But based on the questions that I had in action and interactions with them, I realized that we have to really start with, okay, this is what blockchain is, this is what virtual assets are. Blockchain and cryptocurrencies are disconnected in the same way how the internet and cybercrime is disconnected too. We can do a lot of things with blockchain-based technology, which is a digital infrastructure, which is, for example, tokenization of assets. And individuals had the tendency to automatically drop into, oh, but cryptocurrency fraud, investment fraud. Yeah, we know that. In the same way how internet is just not only cybercrime. And when it comes to the most common use cases for tokenization and blockchain for the financial sector, often we already have the solutions, so the technology is out there. We can just issue similar products, but on the blockchain. Primarily when we have been speaking about tokenization of real estate, suddenly there is a possibility to tokenize real estate and then find a secondary market to buy and sell those particular tokens that has been existing before. It has been possible before, but now we have the tools to engage like even investors that can invest 1,000 euro, 2,000 euro, and they can like purchase, buy and sell pieces of real estate as a financial product into their wallet every 10 seconds. And now with the new regulatory frameworks that have been coming from the EU, finally both investors as well as the consumers have a stable and secure possibility, which is pretty well defined by regulators, of using blockchain-based finance in their daily life and their daily investments. We have not seen this before. It doesn't matter if we like it, it doesn't matter if we dislike it, it's here and it will stay. With the new regulatory frameworks that are coming both from the EU as well as globally, there is a goal to make sure that we finally have been able to protect our consumers, create a pan-European frameworks, and make blockchain-based finance a part of our daily ecosystem. And I have the feeling that this has not been fully understood yet here, and this might have a lot of possibility for improvement. To adopt this technology for traditional financial providers. Sometimes they say how to eat an elephant piece by piece. So at the beginning it looks like a very complicated technology and you don't really know how you can connect your traditional financial services to it. But then get experts in, make sure that the technology can be used, sit in your boardrooms and buy a piece of tokenized real estate. And then once, piece by piece, there is a possibility to absorb the technology. It's not as difficult as people think, just there is a misperception to talk about this but just not do it. Please do it. Is the regulation perfect? No. Do we have problems between different countries? Absolutely. Is the regulation covering everything? Absolutely not. Is this so much better than a couple of years ago? Yes. Do we see huge businesses growing and using this technology? Absolutely. Do we see adoption from a traditional financial service providers? Absolutely as well. It's high time for financial service providers to get on this train because it's already gone. And unfortunately, other jurisdictions have been front running it by now.